Welcome to another episode of Cantainment. My name is Shane. I'm your host, and it appears that the Ambassador Bridge has been cleared from protesters. Hundreds of cops have amassed with snipers, vehicles, cop vehicles, all kinds of stuff. It appears that Prime Minister Trudeau has won. So what happens next? Is the protest going to move somewhere else? Is it over? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you see something contrary to what I am seeing, please put a link of that in the comment section. So what happens next? What happens now? I think there's a couple of things that's going to happen. I think over the next 24 hours or so, Prime Minister Trudeau is going to get up and he's going to do a victory speech saying that the mass Canadians have spoken. They want the truckers to go home. And the truckers have done the right thing by going home. You saved your family. You saved your children. You can now travel wherever you want to go. Granted, if you don't have a vaccine passport, you can't travel. I just think he's going to do a speech tomorrow. What's going to happen next? Did the convoy win, the Freedom Convoy? Did they lose? What are your thoughts? What are your comments? I think also what's going to happen next is there's going to be a lot of peer pressure as well from people saying it didn't work. Protesting does not work. That's what they're going to say. And these could be the people that are vaccinated, if you will, which it's a weird thing to categorize people into vaccinated and unvaccinated. I'm vaccinated. I did not want to be vaccinated, but there was a lot of pressure to do the right thing. And then it never stopped. The pressure never stopped. Now it's boosters. Now it's all kinds of stuff. Vaccine passports, QR codes. It just never seems to end. And I think that's why this convoy started up, was you got to draw the line somewhere. But now the question is what happens. So I think the peer pressure is going to happen where people are going to say to their neighbor, hey, that didn't work with the truckers. So basically get in line, stand in line, put your head down and shut up. We're doing the right thing by listening to the government, listening to the mandates that are being issued. I think there's going to be a lot of peer pressure. Why do I say this? If you've ever read the book, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, in his book, he talks about life in Auschwitz, I believe it was. And he said that what had happened after a while is the guards didn't have to guard the prisoners anymore. Because what was happening was the prisoners were guarding each other, making sure that they stayed in line. If they fell out of line, they would either beat up the prisoners beating up prisoners, or they would report these prisoners to the guards who were playing poker in the barricades. That's what would happen. So after a while, the guards would just get noticed. Maybe some rat is showing up and they're like, hey, this guy took a piece of bread. And they're like, thank you very much for telling us that. Off to the furnace you go, because you're a rat and we don't like rats. And then for the person that took the piece of bread, off to the furnace you go as well, because we don't like thieves. That's what would happen. So the reason why I say that now is once you get, let's just say 80% or higher compliance, if anybody in the 20%, whether vaccine or non-vaccinated, vaccinated, non-vaccinated, if you don't get compliance from those 20%, the government doesn't need to step in. You're going to have anti-protesters. You're going to have people that are going against the anti-vaxxers, and they're going to put them in line. The police won't have to do that. It's the peer pressure. They'll be encouraged to look at your neighbor and see if they're doing something wrong. And I believe that's what's going to happen down the road if there is no moral victory in this protest. I can see that happening down the road. There's going to be gloating that this didn't work. And the people that are against vaccinations are going to look down at. They're going to be looked down at. And that is wrong. to be a Canadian citizen and to look at someone else that is also Canadian, it's wrong to look at them as a non-vaccinated person. That is just pure, it's immoral. You can't do that to people. You can't treat them based on whatever their belief is, whatever their religion is. You can't treat them that way. And I feel that we're creating a wedge right now by saying this protest, either they lost or wasn't successful, it was a mass failure, whatever it is. I think that's what's going to come out in the papers, in the media, in all the news outlets, that this is a victory. So what do you think? What happens next? What happens next? That is a big question. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Bye for now.